UFT's Reptile Report. I'm Ashley Hearn.
And I'm Jolie Katzen. Thanks for joining us.
The University of Florida is known for its athletic programs. As March marks Women's History Month, I took a look at the triumphs and timeline of women's athletics at Florida. The University of Florida welcomed women onto the collegiate competitive sports stage for the first time in March of 1972. Now, during Women's History Month, there's a reflection back to the origins and growth of women's athletics at UF.
Women's History Month means celebrating those who came before us, all the great women, all the things that they did for us, and just making sure we keep paving the way for other women.
The drive to integrate women into varsity-level competition was spearheaded by Dr. Ruth Alexander. Founder of the Lady Gators sports program, ignited a movement that has grown to involve over 260 female athletes across 10 teams today.
The way we always looked at it was we were small but mighty, and the school provided for us in ways that we just didn't even think that was possible, and so we were grateful for it.
These changemakers and inaugural members planted a seed of opportunity that continues to flourish over time. Since the start of women's athletics at UF, the Gators have earned 22 team titles and 190 individual titles at the national level. But the hardware is not all that's cherished. The strong culture that pulses through the program is what continues to be valued.
The culture of women's athletics here is fantastic. The drive and the spirit that these athletes have and these coaches have, they want success, and they know who has come before them and how hard people before them have had to work to even have the opportunity to play at a collegiate level. They don't take advantage of that. They work every day knowing the past has occurred and that they just need to keep moving forward to help the next generation get even more exposure and more fans at events. That's the biggest thing with this culture, is that they don't take things for granted.
Whether it's women playing, pioneering, or pursuing sports, there's much to recognize in Florida's women's athletics, and guaranteed more to come. For Reptile Report, I'm Ashley Hearn.
Anna Hall will go down in history as one of the greatest track and field athletes at the University of Florida. Reptile Report's Elise Four takes us to look at Anna's story.
Anna Hall is currently one of the best track and field athletes in the world. To recap some of her success as a Gator, in 2022, Anna was a bronze medalist in the World Champions and NCAA Outdoor Champion in the heptathlon. Anna was also NCAA and SEC Indoor Champion in the pentathlon. Anna was also a finalist for the Honda Sport Award for track and field alongside teammate Jasmine Moore. Her success doesn't end here. In August of 2022, Anna signed a professional contract with Adidas. Anna is now the American record holder for the pentathlon. She scored 5,004 points in the event on February 15th. At the time, this was the second highest score in world history.
Yeah, so the pentathlon is an event in track and field where you compete in 5 different events. You do the 60 hurdles, the high jump, the shot put, long jump, and the 800, and you're scored across all 5.
So when you broke that 5,000 point mark, what were you feeling in that moment?
I was really excited, but I was also a little sad. I ended up just missing the world record by like 9 points, so it was kind of bittersweet, but I was really excited. I mean, that's been a goal of mine for a long time, and honestly I didn't know that I would be able to do that this year, so yeah, just really excited and happy to be done.
Okay, and then what's next for you as you prepare for the outdoor season?
Right now I'm in a big training cycle, and then I'm going to open up at the Florida home meets, which I'm super excited about. Go over to Europe for a little bit and just try to get into the best shape possible for Outdoor Worlds later this year in Budapest.
Yeah. And then what are your goals as you approach the outdoor season?
Yeah, going into outdoors, focusing on some process-oriented goals of cleaning up some things technically in certain areas I think I could get into a little better shape in, and then I mean, the goal every single year is going to be on top of the podium at Worlds or Olympics, whatever given year that is. So that's, what we're chasing, but just focusing on the little things along the way and going to see how close we can get.
For Reptile Report, I'm Elise Four.
Coming up on Reptile Report, we take a look at UF Club table tennis
and other UF Club sports. Welcome back to Reptile Report.
The University of Florida has a top-notch tennis program But did you know the table tennis community thrives at UF as well? This past Saturday, the UF Table Tennis Club held a fundraiser tournament to raise money for their expenses.
The University of Florida has a top-notch tennis program, but did you know a table tennis community thrives at UF as well? This past Saturday, the UF Table Tennis Club held a fundraiser tournament to raise money for their expenses. The UF Table Tennis Club practices right here at UF Student Rec every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, preparing for tournaments just like this one. Nicholas Kozaneski is the president of the club and one of the top college players in the state. He says the donations will go toward funding the money spent on traveling to regionals.
Well, the main thing is travel. To reimburse ourselves from regionals, we paid all that pretty much out of pocket when we flew to Texas. And also buying new tables, which are very, very expensive.
But it was money well spent, as the team became back-to-back regional champions.
I believe that it will help us raise our funds to go to regionals next year, when hopefully we are back to back state of Florida champs.
The winner of this tournament, however, is not a Gator. She drove all the way from USF to compete.
So I go to USF down near Tampa, but I heard about the tournament from Nick since we used to train at the same club together, so just hearing about it from like a familiar face, I want to come here and support their club.
Maria Hennon took the crown in a tournament full of men. But for her, being the only girl is normal.
I've honestly been used to it for like most of the time I've been playing. It's a lot of times like me playing against guys, which honestly I like doing because it's more competition for me. So it's not like I'm only playing against girls. I get to like show off people like I can compete just as well against guys as I can against girls. So it's not only like a one-person sport. Like the sport's for everyone.
Kozaneski says just from Saturday, the club raised over $300, but raised a total of around $1,500 from donations prior to the tournament. For the Reptile Report, I'm Andy Shanes.
The NCAA College Cheer Nationals is a competition where hundreds of teams compete for the national title. I took a look at the UF Club Cheer team to see what they've been up to and how they've been preparing for this competition. University of Florida Club Cheerleading is a club sport governed by Rec Sports here at UF. The team has spent a lot of time recently working with young cheerleaders within the community who are hoping to pursue cheer at the college level.
We've gone to a college combine with other universities and kind of worked with athletes kind of more high school aged, kind of going into college to see if it's something that they may be interested in, and we work on skills with them. And then as for the younger kids, we've also had a clinic where it was open from anyone 6 through 22, I think it was. So we had a wide range of people, all skill levels were welcome, and kind of just taught the fundamentals of cheerleading and then let everyone kind of showcase at the end on what they had been working on that whole time. But besides giving back to the community, the team prepares all year to compete in their biggest competition, nationals.
I'm here at the Student Recreation Center with the UF Club cheerleading team, who is just a short week away from traveling to Daytona for their nationals competition. They've been practicing hard, and they believe that this year is the year that they'll come out on top.
Ultimately, the goal is definitely to win nationals. That would be amazing, amazing, amazing.
This won't be easy. The intermediate all-girls division brings tough competition, but the team has been putting in the work to make sure they're able to perform their best routine.
We've been doing a lot to prepare for this. So last week we were doing 2-a-days every single day to get ready, and then this week we're doing one practice basically every day, just to make sure we're fully prepared and got everything down, but we want to give our bodies a break. So we're going to 1-a-days now.
The UF Club cheer team heads out to the NCAA College Nationals on April 5th, looking for their first win in program history. For Reptile Report, I'm Jolie Katzen.
Coming up on Reptile Report, we take a look at local high school sports.
Plus, Elise Four and Daniel Habib join us for Gator Bites.
Welcome back to Reptile Report.
Williston, Florida is a town of just 3,000 people. And now, this small one-horse town is home to the best 1A boys basketball team in the state. How did they do it? Reptile Report's Will Levinson met with the team and staff to find out.
The Williston Red Devils boys basketball team are Class 1A state champions. It's the first title in program history. It was a season of ups and downs, highs and lows, but one that every player will remember forever. I'll let them tell you.
This season to me was a real bonding experience, and it was just overall very fun.
This season to me was real legendary.
This season to me was really, really special.
The learning experience, we went through a lot of hardships, but in the end we persevered.
Exhausting, but the outcome of it was like, it was all worth it all.
This season to me was outstanding. This season was amazing, and I'm ready for the next year outcome.
The big goal that we wanted, we reached it.
This season was everything a senior could ever ask for.
This season was a remarkable season for me and one to remember. I'm proud to be the first in Levy County to be a state champion.
So how did this team from a town of just 3,000 people be crowned the best team in the state? Was it the brand new facilities? The heroics of star senior guard Greg Maxwell? How about the coaching techniques of Coach Jim Irvin? While all played a part, the players credit the camaraderie and family of the team.
When we got on the court, we honestly glued together, just stayed together, through all the adversity and everything. Every time we stepped between them lines, we was a family. Family is a strong word for us.
We know that if something was to go down, we all have each other back. One love is what I would describe this team.
Family played a big role in us winning the state championship.
And head coach Jim Irvin, well, he can see it too.
We care about each other. We care about what's going to happen off the court also, and I think that's important because it carries over and becomes one strong bond, and we bonded together as the season went. We became closer family, and the kids actually love each other. You can tell they do. You just watch them interact and throughout the season. So just a great thing, and just like our sign up here says, it's a family.
A family that's made their whole city proud. From Williston, Florida, Will Levinson, WUFT News.
High school baseball is a staple in the Gainesville community. Reptile Report's Daniel Haviv looked into baseball programs at smaller schools and highlighted a matchup between two teams.
High school baseball is huge here in Gainesville as the passion is prominent in every fan base. Smaller schools in the city have had challenges with the lack of facilities or even incoming talent, but coaches have learned how to adapt.
Basically, I take whatever walks through the gate, and we compete every year. We go pretty deep every year, so proud of the fact that we can do that with what we have that comes to the school.
It's not always about the talent that these schools receive, but rather it's the player development that racks up the wins.
You know, being in a smaller school, you got to really develop every player. You don't have time to just sit on talent and think that they're going to just roll through the door. You got to develop talent, and here at Oak Hall we take pride. I got great coaches, Bobby Hills, quality coach. I have Austin Miller and Eric Ringdahl, and these guys are quality guys, and we work at developing our players. And it doesn't matter if you're the best guy or the worst guy, we're still going to push you guys to get to, because our goal is the end of the year. Season's a season, but all the marbles are at the end of the year, and that's what we play for.
Oak Hall and PK Yonge are two of the most talented small schools in the Gainesville area. They'll take the field for their second matchup of the season. In their first battle earlier this year, the teams totaled 34 total runs as Oak Hall defeated PK Yonge 18-16. The second game, though, only had 5 runs scored, but it featured the Blue Wave getting their revenge, winning 3-2.
I mean, it's one of those games, where we'd been hitting the ball really well all season long, and we were kind of due for a kind of an off day at the plate. And I thought we had an outstanding pitching performance from Jack Steen. He came out, took care of business his way, and we had a few defensive blunders that helped him get a couple runs, and we lost by 1. So we just got to take care of our business, and things would have been a little different.
Watching smaller schools develop talent, clash for championships, and send players to compete at the collegiate level is a special sight to see. From Reptile Report, I'm Daniel Haviv.
It's time for Gator Bites with Elise Four and Daniel Haviv.
I hear they're going to be diving into March Madness.
Welcome to Gator Bites. I'm Elise Four.
And I'm Daniel Haviv. The Final Four for the men's NCAA tournament has been set. It will feature UConn, who last made it in 2014 when they won it all against Kentucky, and they were an early season favorite to make a deep run in the tournament. The other 3 teams include Miami, San Diego State, and FAU, who have a combined 0 Final Four appearances in their program's history. Elise, who do you have winning it all?
Although I love a good underdog story, Daniel, I'm going to have to pick UConn on this one. I think the championship game will be a matchup between FAU and UConn. I think UConn will beat San Diego State to play in that championship game, and it is wild to be saying that with FAU in the Final Four, but they've got a special team this year. I just don't see them beating UConn.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think UConn is going to win it all, but who knows with how crazy this tournament has been. But I had Alabama wing it all, going all the way, and my bracket was busted after just a few games. So the Final Four is set to be played this Saturday evening.
Moving on, Florida Gators football pro day will be tomorrow in less than 24 hours. All eyes are on Anthony Richardson, Osiris Torrance, and Gervon Dexter. Richardson is definitely going to be the talk of the room. We have coaches from all over coming with how well he performed at the Combine, and fans want to see where Richardson's going to end up and when he will be selected.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson has been one of the most intriguing quarterback prospects that we've ever seen. His athleticism, his frame, and his throwing power is just unlike anything that we've ever seen. And some coaches and teams have criticism regarding his accuracy and football IQ, but he has been in conversations to go in the top 5, top 10, and possibly even the number 1 pick in the draft.
I think what Richardson needs is a great quarterback coach who can develop him as a player. Like you said, he's athletic enough, he's talented enough, he just needs a great coach to perform well in the NFL. We watched him play this year, and while he didn't do what Gator Nation hoped that he could, he had some amazing plays where he absolutely launched the ball down the field, or even when he hurdled over a defensive back.
Yeah, it was crazy to see those moments up close, and we'll miss Anthony Richardson here at Florida. So moving on to Gators men's basketball, the roller coaster ride of a season is finally over. Todd Golden and his staff have finally finished their first year here at Florida, and they are really looking to the transfer portal to improve their team. They brought in some players last year, and this year they're losing a lot of players.
Yeah, the Gators have already lost five players to the portal since the 2022-2023 season ended, including Kwesi Reeves, Niles Lane, Jason Jatoba, Trey Bonham, and CJ Felder. Colin Castleton and Kyle Lofton also will not be returning to the team because they have no more eligibility left.
Yeah, it sucks to lose those players, and we still have Will Richard and Riley Kugel who still are uncertain about their future with the Gators. These are two young, talented prospects that really helped the team last year, starting a lot of games and scoring a lot of points. And based on what their decision is, Todd Golden and his staff will have to build the team around them in the transfer portal and hopefully to compete in March Madness next season.
That's it for Gator Bites. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Elise and Daniel.
Coming up on Reptile Report, we take a look at rock climbing in Gainesville.
Welcome back to Reptile Report.
We've seen different types of activities come in and out of style as ways to work out, from Pilates to spinning to running, and most recently, rock climbing has caught on. Reptile Report's Maria Fernandez tells us more.
Rock climbing has been a hobby of many for decades, but after the COVID pandemic, the sport saw a quick rise in popularity as people were searching for new activities. Another significant contributing factor to the growth of climbing is its debut at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. A sport that was once limited to the outdoors and a small amount of gyms with no air conditioning and gravel instead of padding to fall on, has now evolved to gyms of over 40,000 square feet and state-of-the-art facilities. The community aspect of the sport also appears to be a major attraction factor.
The community is amazing, like genuinely. Like I walk in here and I just talk to so many people and I meet people. And if you come 2 times a week, you'll have a community of friends that you climb with.
And with the rise in popularity comes a shift in culture.
It's definitely interesting watching how the culture has changed. Before it was this really small pocket of, just a bunch of dudes hanging out, living in the back of their cars, climbing rocks, to now it's this huge thing that everybody gets involved in. We have all kinds of climbing, all kinds of groups are welcome and enjoy climbing, and that's a real big part of it.
Rock climbing has become super popular since the pandemic, and the Knot has seen the effects of it.
The growth of climbing has also led membership prices to rise. At the Knot, memberships are currently $75, a price that has steadily increased since their grand opening in 2021 due to the overwhelming number of new members.
We're trying to reach out to more local communities in Gainesville to try to open up the sport to more people. As of right now, climbing is really cool, but it's also hard for a lot of people to get access to the sport.
In hopes of giving more people access to the sport and its benefits, the community outreach team at the Knot works with multiple local organizations through raffles for free sessions and auction donations.
It's good for your mind, it's good for your physical fitness, but also challenging yourself to really push and see how much you can do and what you can achieve. It's definitely helped a lot for me personally in terms of personal growth and learning a lot about myself. And I just have the great community of people to climb with and share that with. So if you're ever interested, definitely definitely stop by, check us out. I'd love to have anybody here.
For the Reptile Report, Maria Fernandez.
That's all for this episode of Reptile Report.
If you want to watch previous episodes of Reptile Report, you can follow us at Reptile Report TV.
I'm Ashley Hearn.
And I'm Jolie Katzen. Thanks for watching.